That was not very smart at all. Wow, that was stupid. Do not look right into it. Wow. Hello and welcome. So I just got back from the trip to Grinker's Grand Palace. This year's GrinkFest 5 2017. Brought back some goodies. I got my event cup, Grinker's Grand Palace, with GrinkFest 5 and all our sponsor logos on the back. And a good friend of mine, Leo, brought out some really awesome beer from Treehouse. So tonight I'm going to pair up Bright with the special sign I made to commemorate GrinkFest 5. Let's go ahead and open this up, give it a pour. It's nice and cold. Ooh, that smells nice. I should probably try to pour this left-handed so you can see the label. You know, proper glassware doesn't always have to be glassware. In this case, I think a GrinkFest 5 event cup will do just fine. Grinker's Grand Palace and the GrinkFest 5, all the sponsor information right there. Thank you guys, everyone, for coming out, and all of our awesome sponsors that gave us donated over $2,000 in prizes to make it an awesome weekend. So had a blast. Let's go ahead and tear in. That's delicious. It smells just amazing. Awesome. So, Grinker's Grand Palace, GrinkFest 5. I'm going to say this a few more times. I don't know if you can make out the logos on there. But we had quite a few awesome friends of mine that are generous enough to donate the prizes. And we had an awesome turnout too. We had over 150 people show up. And great time. 3 nights of partying. I didn't stay up as late as most of the people. I called it quits about 2 a.m. Some made it up to upwards of 5 a.m. or so. So I'm going to cut to the build of the light box I did. Just the other day, I was standing right here filming it. My machines are a little bit of a mess right now. I took out the DK Junior Remix display topper and the kit to bring to GrinkFest this year, because it was part of our tournament. So Steve couldn't quite get it in time to put in the machine, so I just brought mine. So this is Treehouse Bright with Citra. It's amazing New England style IPAs. They're one of the companies on the forefront of doing it a couple years back, and everybody loves it, including me. So I guess they do Bright in several variations depending on what hops they use. So this one is Bright with Citra. And let's see here, it comes in 7% alcohol. And you can see the orange label. So I figure Bright kind of goes with a light, and it's actually kind of this color. The video will show it. It looks kind of yellow, but it's actually a little more orange, which is more true to the original display that was a scale model from. And thank you all for coming out to GrinkFest. Had a blast. And Steve, love you, buddy. Thanks everyone for all their help out there. His wife did an awesome job putting all the gift bags together. Took many hours, so saved me a lot of work this year. Treehouse Bright with Citra and GrinkFest 5 special display together. Why not? Let's pair them. Cheers, everyone. Woo! Make sure your paint's all nice and mixed. We'll see if this works. And we only really need the tips of these, just the shoulder here, painted the top half basically. The rest is all going to be hidden underneath. 52. So this is a sleeve that holds the bulb in. We only really need to paint the top part, like I said. So I got them all facing this way so I can see the groove and get the paint in there too. And screw heads. Now we just gotta get the paint shook up. safety clip. That looks pretty good. Alright, calling that good. It's not going to win any paint job awards, but we'll cover it alright. So here we got the main frame, and there's the perimeter trim. I'm calling this the bezel bracket. Bezel? No, Marquee. Marquee bezel. There we go. Calling it the Marquee bezel. The Marquee will sit on here, and then it goes down against it. Chase light bulbs around the outside. Then there'll be a reflector plate on the inside, which will have a 3 rows of LED strips going around to help backlight each side of the Marquee. So what I did is, this is all sheet metal bent up, but there's a seam at the ends that I wanted to cover up to kind of make it look like one solid piece. So I just used some JB weld on the corners on this as well. You can see there's a little bit of a gap there. That's fine, that's part of manufacturing, just works that way. But I'm gonna just try to file these corners just to clean them up a little bit before I paint them. So let's go ahead and go through some of that process right now. So let's kind of smooth this out. All right. Now for the main chassis or frame, I guess we'll call it. It's a little bit globbed on these corners. I don't know. I'm not too terribly worried about it. Just kind of get down the high spots. Okay, so mainly I'm just trying to clean up this corner here to make it look like one piece so light doesn't pop out through there. Yeah, give it that look of being all made out of one piece, but it has a seam on each of the corners to tie all this in. This seam here is going to get covered up with the bezel here, so you won't even see in there. So that should tie that in nicely. You see the through hole there to mount the screws, which I painted just a couple minutes ago. So now I want to work on getting this spray painted. I'm just going to do a quick coat. My human air compressor. Okay. So really, I don't even need to get on these two surfaces. It's mainly just on these faces and down this side. So that's really all I'm focused on both sides. I'm just trying to get it. Yeah, we'll call that good. So this one, I think I'm just going to paint the back sides first. So, my homecoming photos. So, one other thing to note here, I'll walk out here real quick. Heading to Grinkers in a few days and taking a bunch of games to Steve. See that truck right there? That's going to be loaded with games this time tomorrow. All right. So, here we go. Okay, looks like we got a couple feet left. Couldn't quite fit another row of games, I don't think. Maybe. Pretty tight. Get your red computer space here. Tubing. Cockpits. Stun runner right here. Lots of games all in here. Got all 22 of them in. Plus, as you'll see, some boxes up here on top. Didn't know about those. Got about a half dozen boxes of random circuit boards and whatnot. You can see subs way back there in the corner. So there we go. I almost forgot something else I'm to bring back. Right there. Change machine. Delivered over here by Mr. Mike Mann. So I got 22 games and 1 change machine. Fun times, huh, Seth?
Yeah.
Woo! Alright, I decided I didn't really like this finish on the corners here. You probably can't see it, but it's just kind of a little bit globby looking. And I can do better now. We got a little more time now. Anyways, actually, just got back from loading up a bunch of games. So let's give this a shot. Yeah, that's a million times better. I'm really glad I did that. It was just looking kind of chunky. With this much work on this, spent a little more time doing this right. So again, not sure if you can see this. I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera over here. If we can see how just globbed on, boogered up. It does not look that good. I figured at first, well, it's in the dark place. No one will notice it, but it bugs me. So cleaning it up makes it much smoother like that after some sanding. So one more corner to go. All right, I'm gonna give it a good spray all around. I think we're calling that a wrap. That was not very smart at all. Wow, that was stupid. Do not look right into it. Wow. Okay, so what I'm going to attempt to do here is, this is normally battery operated 3AA batteries for these little LED miniature bulbs for the chase light feature I want to do. But what I want is for it to be wall pluggable. I don't want it to be battery operated, so that we don't have to worry about any batteries dying or acid leaking, that kind of stuff. So I got this wall wart that's 5 volts. The batteries are normally 4.5 volts. It's 1.5 each times 3, so 4.5. And I've seen online where they say 5 volt works just fine for a 4.5 volt normal setup. So I got these. This was, I think, $8 for this wall wart, these cables. So what I want to try to do is basically cut this wire, and then inside it should have the positive negative leads to tie into this. So I'm going to take this apart, and I believe this wire, the battery connection has 2 points there that I can tap into the powered cable line. And I want to do it with a separate cable like this, so it can be, so you can unplug it, as needed. If the wall wart goes out, the power supply in there goes out, you can just replace that and not have to desolder and resolder anything on this. So first thing I want to do is just put the batteries in, make sure it is functioning the way it is supposed to before I try to modify it. So this is like a little watertight enclosure. It's got a gasket on it, so I guess this is technically suitable for outdoors. There's a little button here that turns it on, so you can see the features here on the lights. Press the button again. There's a couple different light features: alternating, glowing, flashing back and forth. And that one looks like it's just, oh no, it is flashing off and on. Okay, so there's the solid one. I just want to go through and check, make sure all these bulbs are actually on and working. There's 50 bulbs total, which works perfect for the Marquee that I'm going to be making. So let's see here. Those are all working. And these are warm white. They might look a little bright, but they're called warm white. I didn't want the cool white. I'm gonna try to make it look like old school. But yeah, looks like they're all fully working. So my next step is I'm gonna take this apart and see what we can find inside. Somebody did this exact same one online. This was purchased off Amazon. I think it was about $12 or something like that. So let's just see what's going on here. All right, here we are back about 2 days later. I'm actually leaving in a few hours to head out to Grinkers, and I'm still finishing this up. So I've gotten 2 of the sides done with the bulbs, and now I'm working on the third side. This side here is where it's going to be mounted, and we'll show you that when I get to that point. So I actually had a coworker fix this for me. I'm not too good at soldering. Everybody makes fun of me. So I broke one of the circuit boards, which he actually was able to repair, and another one I fried. I actually had 3 of these just to have backups to make sure I can make this happen. So he actually made this to where it'll do one or the other, either batteries only or powered plugged in. So I'm actually gonna probably trim this so I can fit it. I gotta fit it kind of like up on one of these sides here, like that. It's kind of big, and I've got LED strips that are gonna be running all the way on the inside here, on the back side of these Marquees. So I'll wait to show that until I get that to that point. But there's one facing down here, and then there'll be another one facing up on this side, double-sided marquee. So I'll just go ahead and cut to plugging this in and show you how some of this is gonna go together. So I'm just gonna plug this in and test it. So this actually has a dimmer switch on it. It's got on off and then a dimmer switch. And that's what's actually gonna hang out the bottom here, just below the display. So, and then that'll get strain relieved in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in just to kind of test it out here. Turn it on. You can turn the brightness all the way up or set the dimmer switch down, whatever brightness you like. All right. So the other thing I wanted to mention was I'm going to bring these are wall anchors and number 8 screws for holding the mounting bracket onto the wall. I'm just going to be mounting it on a 2x4 to show them what it looks like. So this is the center piece, and I just have a clearance hole so you can see the holes. See if I can rotate this here. So those would be the wires going out the bottom there. This is the center section, and I have some countersinks here for mounting the screws. You can see it was a white plastic. I just painted it brown to match. You're only really going to see the side edges when it's mounted on the wall. And then these are the upper and lower pieces. So you can see I can zip tie either one of these two for strain reliefs, and it won't hit the wall when it's mounted. And then the actual mounting tabs, because of the way I had to do this for 3D printing, this is the piece that it's going to hang on. So it'll go kind of through there and then up like that, and that's how it hangs on the wall, is on these tabs. I have 2 of these tabs, so these line up here, so it's kind of keyed together. I'll be mounting, like I said, I'll be mounting all this on the 2x4 first, but just wanted to kind of check the spots where I want to put strain reliefs. So this will go on kind of like this, and mounts in there and then hooks up. So this would be on the wall side looking in. So either one of these two I'll be doing strain relief. And then this is the centerpiece. Goes on kind of like that. And then the upper piece goes up here. And then I need to put, this tab will go up here, upwards on this one. So this one would go, this would all be mounted on the wall, and then it goes in and up, or down actually, towards the ground. So yeah, basically like that in this piece here. So I'll get to that shortly, but oh, I forgot the zip ties. Let me go grab those. Okay. That all clears there. All right. So those cords are really well secured. I'm gonna flip this whole thing around here. So these are the exterior ones. So we'll be able to do the knob there. Not terribly long cord, but it'll work. These are outside there. There's that one. And then the exterior one. Oh, forgot to plug it in. That made me nervous. There we go. So the wire and this plug come down here. Might zip tie that together to clean it up a little bit. I need to get finishing this up. We're leaving in 2 hours, less than 2 hours, I believe. So I'm just gonna wipe down the inside of this. Let's see. Maybe I trim this up first. Fighting me. Okay. Let's plug it in one more time. Keep checking this. Okay. All right. All right, so here's my awesome beam here that I'm gonna mount it to. And so it'll go kind of something like this, and then like that. I'll mount it probably just a little down from the top, and then lock down. So I don't need to paint this, it's inside. That's pretty good there. And this one goes at the top here. Not sure if you can see it or not. Okay, I think that's pretty well on there. Now comes the moment here. Moment of truth. Is it going to fit? Let's take a look here. Get down with it at eye level to kind of see what's going on. Yeah, let's take a look here. There we go. Slide down, and that's on there. Well, that could have been a little bit better. I didn't think about that. So it's coming together nicely. Both sides on here. And unfortunately we have one that's yellow, and I want to see if I can figure out a way to bring this down further. Alright, so here we have it. Display is done. It's all up and running. Two-sided, has different light features. And a huge thank you to This Old Game for donating the artwork for this. Andrew created the original artwork. You're awesome, love you, buddy. And what can I say? We got it. Barely pulled it off. My son just got home and we're about to hit the road in a few minutes. Heading up to Grinker's Grand Palace in Eagle, Idaho. So, woohoo! Love it. Woohoo! At Grinker's Grand Palace. Alright, here we are, GrinkFest 5, everybody. Thank you all for coming out. This is my 5th year here. First year was only about 30 people. This is amazing, 150 plus people. So it's a good time, glad to have you out here. And to me, this band is all about community. You know, it's collectors, restorers, people that love playing games. That's what this is to me. So cheers to everybody. In our community. Thank you so much for everything. We want to talk a little bit about the roots of what Grinkers is and GrinkFest.
And actually, we should have Steve tell the story because he's
sure.
I mean, so why we came up with a theme this year?
Here's a picture for reference too, by the way.
Nice. So this is 20 Grand Palace. This was one of my top 2 or 3 arcades when I was a kid. It's on Ventura Boulevard in Woodland Hills. It's now a bridal shop, which is terribly disappointing. That's what it is. But it was also in war games. And so it's called 20 Grand Palace. And so this is Grinker's Grand Palace. So the Grand Palace part comes from this arcade, my childhood arcade. And then the Grinkers part, as many of you know, comes from my son's nickname, who is Grink.
Nice.
So thank you for all the artwork that you did this year.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's
Part of what our group, the Arcade Hangout, did is we wanted to make something special this year to commemorate. This is a special year, the 5-year mark. So we made trophies actually for the top 3 places of each event. and the first place one actually lights up, so it's a little better. So and that's thanks to Keith doing all the laser cutting, Steve doing all the artwork, in addition to 34K. Thank you for all your artwork too. So. Oh, sorry. So I wanted to make something extra special too to also commemorate this year. So you need to stand over here, hold it up, everybody look at this sign and kind of think about it, the artwork. Don't turn around.
Keep in mind, Steve's only had 30 minutes of sleep. We heard about those dreams. No turning around. No turning around. It's a potato cannon. Start running.
I'm going to unwrap this a little bit.
Oh God! You mentioned the big guy.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Here we go. How do we do a drum roll?
Can you see the reflection in your glass?
Well, it's so bright out here.
Yeah.
It's got to be a fuse.
That's a bomb, Steve. Who said that?
You can't really see it. All right, Steve, turn around.
Here we go.
No way.
Well, you'll be able to see it inside. These are actually chase lights with different features.
Yes.
They glow. This is double-sided. Swing around there. And to this whole game, they actually donated all this artwork for this project too. So it took quite a few hours.
That is really amazing. I love this.
Awesome.
Wow.
So thanks everyone.
Look at that. We're gonna get it plugged in inside. Lori, come here real quick. So I get. You guys are very kind and give me lots of accolades, but I want everybody to know that my wife Lori deserves just as much of the accolades and the recognition. This lady definitely helped make this place possible, and without her, it wouldn't have happened. So.
Yes. Okay, so there we have it. Treehouse Bright with Citra and GrinkFest 5 display. Cheers, everyone. crazy. Okay, come on in.
Color Space Invaders.
Weird.
Yeah, I've never seen them before.
That was a trip. This stuff light up in here maybe? Because that looks like that could be back there or something.
It should be if it's not.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's unique cabinets.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of has like a, almost like a Battlefield feel to it, a smaller viewing area.
Yeah, that thing's
That's cool. Wow.